This question is for women who date men. If you're a man, get out right now. You're not going to like the question. Women who are in happy relationships with men. Do you always have to educate a man? Like, is that a condition for being in a happy heterosexual relationship? I guess I'm asking for like a counterexample. Like, are there any relationships between a man and a woman where you don't have to do that? Because from my own experience and like looking at the couples around me, I feel like there's always a component of like teaching men how to treat you or treat your friends or treat women or just like something. You're always educating them on something. And I also have a dad and a brother. So I guess my question is, am I doomed to work overtime to engage in a happy relationship with a man? Please provide a counterexample, please.
Women always have to educate men? This is a very vague question, even when she said teaching men how to
treat you, treat your friends, and treat women.
But I think what this queen was getting at was when she asked,
am I doomed to work overtime to engage in a happy relationship with a man?
Well, ladies, for as shocking as it may sound, relationships are hard work. Only Disney fairy tales make you think everything will be perfect after the wedding. Nah, fam, that's when the real work starts. It's no longer about just you and your little fifis. You have to work just as hard as he does to make the union last. The funny thing is that women want the ring to secure a relationship, and it's usually the men who work harder to make it last.
You loud of ignorant gorilla! Women invest so much in a relationship knowing at any time the man will leave her.
Oh, really? Then tell me, if that is true, why is it that women initiate 70 to 80% of all divorces, depending on where you live, and end up back on the streets looking for another man to commit to her after she has taken half her ex-husband's assets with alimony and a possible child support payout? Moving on.
The first time a woman lays eyes on you, she's going to notice 3 things that will either turn her on or turn her off. Your posture. Do you hunch over like you're unsure or trying to hide? Or do you stand up straight with your shoulders back and your chest up? Your grooming. This encompasses your entire appearance. Do you look like you just rolled out of bed and you haven't been to the gym since Obama was president? Or do you look like you give up, beep, and take care of yourself? Your expressions. When you make eye contact, do you look nervous and look away? Or do you hold eye contact and smile?
Fam, I have said this several times before. Women look for the most basic reasons to discard a man they are considering to date, while men will look for any reason to continue to date a woman. She said posture, grooming, and expressions can be turn-offs for a woman. Men can date a butterface as long as she is submissive and rocks his world in bed. Although I do admit that 90% of men draw the line at women with bad hygiene. Sorry, queens, but for most men, if it don't look right or it don't smell right, he ain't staying the night.
That just proves men are immature to women's bodies.
Oh, really? Sorry, but there is a big difference between her having that time of the month versus yeast infection season. Most men aren't bakers. They're not looking for that type of rise. Moving on.
4 signs your partner takes you for granted. Number 1, you have to remind them to say thank you when you do nice things for them. Just like when you hold the door or when you get like a grocery they like or a snack they like, you have to be like, you're welcome, and that's not fun. Number 2, they make big demands of you, but they don't reciprocate when you have any demands of them. Number 3, they get annoyed sometimes when you make plans for them. Like, you should be appreciative that I even want to be around you because I am the gift. And number 4, they are stingy with their affection for you. But someone who actually appreciates you will, of course, be so generous with their affection. So find someone who treats you better.
Really, fam? Let's use her own numbers. 1.
Remind them to say thank you.
I agree with this one, and saying thank you goes both ways. Remember, queens, women are complimented far more than men are. So who exactly takes who for granted there? 2. She glossed over that one quick. So the man pays the bills and protects the home from intruders, and somehow, if he demands you to cook, clean, and have intercourse, he owes you more for that as well? Really? 3.
Be appreciative because I am the gift.
Hold up. Did she just objectify herself? If you're a gift, that means he can do whatever he wants with that gift, not to do what his gift wants him to do. 4.
Stingy with their affection.
Translation from Womanese. She wanted him to do 20 things to make her feel like a princess. He only delivered about 12. Yeah, queen. Don't settle for that. Go back into thy straits. Get raneth through by all the Chads/Tyrones and then findeth a nice guy. You go, queen. Moving on.
Always believe a man when he says one of these three things. 1. Any form of I'm not looking for a relationship. Don't think that you're going to be the one to change his mind. 2. I'm really busy right now. He is really busy. In fact, he's too busy for you. And 3. Always believe a man when he tells you who he is. We're so used to if someone tells us that they're not a nice person in any form, we go, no, you are, you're great, you're amazing, whatever it is. No. He told you who he is. Believe him.
Fam, that was based. I had a hard time finding any lies in her 3 points. First one is, her first point of I'm not looking for a relationship is pretty straightforward.
That is just men admitting they are too immature to make a commitment.
Oh, I think the exact opposite. Men who say that are mature enough to say what they want. The second thing she mentioned was, I'm really busy right now. Again, straightforward.
That is just man speak for saying he doesn't want to see you.
Or it can also mean he is on his purpose and can't see you. Women want a successful man, but somehow think those successful men have all the free time in the world. Her third point was, always believe a man when he tells you who he is.
You see, men admit they are terrible people.
Actually, those are the players, aka F-boys, who admit they are bad boys because that is what gets women excited, as in hot and bothered. Moving on.
There's more leniency if you're a woman / you're an attractive woman. Yeah. Like there's like this, some kind of article I saw that was like men are really attracted to like a hot woman with BPD are like supposedly.
I totally believe that.
No, and like no, but even in like Hollywood, like if you deep dive on like a lot of actresses who like people think have BPD, it's like Angelina Jolie, like all these people.
I mean, even Amber Heard, she was married to Johnny Depp. Like that's
I think
like
people like
the biggest actor. You know, like he could have gotten anyone. He chose Amber Heard. Yeah.
No, I think people do like the crazy, but it's not even so much the crazy as it is like it's intense emotion. It's people in my experience who like love really hard and aren't afraid to say what they feel and like.
Ladies, let me attempt to clarify this misconception of men love cray-cray women. In an effort to keep this PG-13, there is a rule of thumb that most men go by, and that rule is crazy kitty is some of the freakiest kitty in bed. Now, there are other factors such as the more attractive she is, the more leeway she gets for her hysteria. On top of that, most men will say that finding an attractive woman who is 100% mentally stable is like finding a unicorn. They just don't exist. I would also like to officially recognize that if a woman is on prescription medications for head meds and she claims to intimidate men, well, touche. The point is that men don't love a mentally unstable woman. They just accept it as a risk that comes with the territory.
That is not true. The examples given in this video show that men do love unhinged women. You silly gorilla. Can't you see the facts in front of you?
Oh, really? Tell me, since when are Hollywood actors an exact representation of the general public? If whatever actors and artists did or said was considered gospel, Lizzo could have landed Chris Evans whenever she wanted. I'm just saying, if you enjoy this audit, click on the video in the end screen for more content. If you agree or disagree with anything about this audit, please let us know in the comments. I'm going to leave this audit right here. I'll see all of you in the next episode.